Hello guys and welcome back to the video by me, PajaZ, and today we are finally going to unbox, game test, and give a small little review of the new Scuf Impact controller. Because you have been following my channel, I told you guys that I'm going to pick up this controller and give it a test. It took a long time until it came to my house, but it's finally here, as you can see. And before I open this, if you have been following my channel, you know that I love these controllers, but I've always had a bad conscience about recommending it to you guys. So I never recommend a Scuf controller, and I made a video not too long ago where I talked about the controller itself and my experience with other Scuf controllers, or all the controllers I had. And the only issue with Scuf controllers is that they break super easy. Like, buttons stops working, some buttons wear off. The quality is just not good enough, in my opinion. And throughout the last year that I've been doing YouTube, I've gone through like 5 or 6 different controllers, which is absurd. Absolutely. Of course, you have the option, if your buttons or your paddles or anything stops working, you can send them back into Scuf and they will fix it and send it back to you. But at the same time, that takes for a very long time. That could take up to like 2 months usually. And then you have to play with something else in the meanwhile, which is super annoying. So in my opinion, we should rely on that an expensive controller like this can last a lot longer. Because don't get me wrong, I love the Scuf controllers when they do what they're supposed to, but I can't get the conscience to just recommend it back to you guys, because honestly, the quality isn't good enough. All the controllers I've had has usually lasted about 3 to 4 months. The worst has been 2 months, the best have been 6 months, which is horrible. Especially when you treat your controller like I do. I play and put it carefully back on my table and it stays there until I play with it again. If you throw it at the wall, throw it in the floor, I can understand that it breaks, but when you treat it like I do, there should not be a problem. The only thing I do to my controller is to play with it, and that it should handle. So this is my absolutely final attempt on trying a Scuf controller, and I want to do it with you guys. I'm gonna test it today, I'm gonna review it, and I'm also going to keep you guys updated throughout the weeks or months that I have this controller, if I have any issues or not, or if I keep liking it. So let's just get right into it. Here is the Scuf Impact. The changes they have done with this controller is that this controller is a lot bigger than the Normal Ps4 One. And I can find one right here, the one I used to use that now that the paddles doesn't work anymore. This is how the normal one looks, and let's take a look at this brand new. I actually do regret a little bit the colors I chose for this controller, because I was a little bit tired of green, but the green goes with everything I have in my setup. But I chose another color, and you will see that today. So we'll open it. You get the standard Scuf logo right there in silver. I like the packaging of these controllers, but what I find really funny is in the controller, or inside the box here, the room you put your controller, it's still the Xbox One basically shape. When you put in your controller. I'm going to show you that soon. But the first thing we see is some stickers, Team Scuf, also a manual right there, and we're not going to care too much about that. I can just go quickly through, see what we have. It's just instructions and stuff like that. Nothing interesting. That's not what you're here for. Here is the controller, baby. And as you can see, like the lines or the shape that this controller has been put into, like from this, what is this called? This foam right here. It's the shape of an Xbox One controller, and all the Scuf boxes have that. They don't want to change that. They are so lazy that they just keep the same shape. So this one is super tight in this box. And the other PS4 controllers are super loose, because they just want to change that, because the Xbox One probably fits for everyone in their mind. That's something I find a little bit funny, but hey, that's their thing. You can see the joystick switcher right here. That's the key. You just put that on top of one of the joysticks, screw it up, and you can change out for other thumbsticks, which I love, because the thumbsticks as well has not a very great quality, and they wear out very quickly. So yeah, well, let's take this bad boy out, see what we can do. Maybe you guys want to see it a little bit closer. It's so stuck in there, but okay, here we go. So here you can see how I chose my controller to look. As you can see, it's red and black with that kind of camouflage-y way of pulling that off, or the texture on it, which I really liked. I just wish I chose green instead, but that's okay. I like it. It looks pretty cool, and it's different than the other controllers I have. And I also decided to take like all the buttons and the thumbsticks in white. I thought that looked cool. And as you can see, I also removed like the normal buttons right here. Usually it says X here, now it's just white because I know where the positions of those buttons are. And I'm not going to use these two or these buttons at all that much because I have paddles on the back. But as you can see, the biggest difference from this one and, for example, the older controller is the size. You can see they are a lot different. Wow, I can't get them both in the shot. There we go. They are a lot different in size. This is the normal PS4 size, and this is the brand new one. It feels like an Xbox One, Xbox 360 kind of controller, and I actually really like that. The Xbox 360 or the Xbox One controllers, I really like. They feel good in my hand. It's just that I don't like the placement of the thumbsticks and stuff like that. So a PS4 hybrid with Xbox One, it's perfect for me because it fits in my hand so well, and I really like this. But I'm not going to go through all of these things on this controller because all of them are normal as the other ones. It's just the size and, of course, the paddles. That is brand new. And you can see back here, this is the first PS4 controller with 4 paddles. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to use them, but what's really cool is that I can just take them off if I don't want to. And that's very simply done. You just press them up like that. And as you can see, they popped up a little bit, and you can just remove them if you want to, or just press them back down. That's entirely up to you. But I want to keep them on for now and try to play with them, see how I can do. But I do believe I'm going to take 2 of them off because I'm not used to reloading and switching weapons with the paddles. Maybe I will get used to it, but the most important ones for me are to jump and to melee with the paddles on the back. But of course I will try with them because that's kind of the new and cool thing about the controls. So I'm going to try to play with it and see how I will do. If you did watch my live stream last night, that was actually my first time playing with the controller. So I had some playtime with it already, and I must say I do really enjoy it. It feels really good, sturdy. The only thing that I thought was really weird is that it feels very light. It doesn't feel heavy at all. And that is, of course, personal preference. I would like it to feel more heavier, or an option to make it more heavy, maybe put on some weights or something like that, but that's okay. And as you can see, they switched up a little bit with the headphone jack as well. They kind of like just included it in there. It's like a hole inside the controller. It's a little bit different than the normal ones. I don't know if you can see it, but it's not a big difference. And the other difference too, it's actually where you put your charger in. As you can see, they've actually made that a little bit different as well, and that is just to protect your a charger or a USB cable, so it won't break that easily anymore. So that's pretty cool. And it does have the option to be USB only, and that's very good for professional players, for example, because they have a lot of problems with the Bluetooth features when they play on LAN and stuff like that. So I think that's a pretty good feature that they have allowed this controller to. When you hook it up, it's USB only, which is very nice. It's supposed to, at least. But yes, that's the paddles in the back. That's pretty much all the differences from the other controllers. It's the size and also the new paddles. Other than that, it's not too many brand new things, but I like it. I think it looks awesome. I think it feels a lot better in my hands than the other controllers. So for me, it's perfect because I have a little big hands. So I just love holding this controller, and I felt that from the first time I touched it. So that's pretty cool. So let's jump into a game of Infinite Warfare and play with this bad boy and talk a little bit more about it and give it my review so far, you can kind of say. Alrighty guys, I decided just to jump into a game of free-for-all playing with the assault rifle, the Volt. Because this is a weapon I have rarely used on the channel, so I feel like it's time. But I picked up that MV4 in case, because it had a silencer. Ooh. My boy, come here. There you go. Hold up, there's another guy back there. Good night. But yeah, so far what I think about the controller, I really like it. It looks great, it feels great, but at the same time it feels kind of cheap. Oh. And the reason I say that is because I can feel that it's just plastic. There's not a lot of metal or any good quality parts in this controller, which of course is a little bit worrying, in my opinion, because that might mean that the controller won't last that long. I hope not, but Scuf definitely used cheap plastic to make these controllers. It feels like that at least, but when you look at it, it looks dope. But if you ever held a Xbox Elite controller, that feels like an Elite, okay, or a premium product. But this one feels like the other ones, easy, light, plasticky. But hey, it does still work, and a lot of people like that it feels lightweighted and stuff like that. But it looks dope. You can customize it the way you like. I love the shape of it. That is a little bit bigger. Feels like an Xbox hybrid through PS4 as well. So it's kind of the best of both worlds in my opinion. So for me, it's the perfect controller. I really, really like it. I like the DualShock 4 as well. And if you have smaller hands and prefer that controller, ooh, you should probably go for that instead. But if you do like the 360 or Xbox One controllers, but also want the feel of a PS4, this is perfect for you. And of course, it has 4 paddles as well. And that's not super important, to be honest. Ooh, Warden. But I'm going to try to get used to it as much as possible and see if I think it's more beneficial. There we go. Have that active camo, so we got the streaks. There we go. I'm actually using Warfighter with ping as a trait, and also, what is this guy doing? Okay. Yeah, but with ping, and also, what is the, yeah, combat focus, so I get streaks a little bit quicker. There we go. Woo. We're getting some extra XP with this bad boy. I like it. And we have streaks. So it's looking good. It's looking good. But yeah, I played with this controller for the entire last live stream last night, is what I'm trying to say. Ooh, another vulture. And I've gotten used to it. In the beginning, it was a little bit weird when I'm used to playing with stick and move. Because you're used to jumping with thumbsticks. But that didn't take too long because I played with Scufs before. So I got really quick used to that. So that wasn't a big issue at all. And all in all, I love it. It's just, it has to last for a long time. It has to work. I hope no buttons will stop working. And if it does that, I will recommend the Impact controller. I definitely will, because it's not that more expensive than the other ones. Of course, it's almost triple the price of a normal PS4 controller. It all comes down to how much you customize it, of course. But yeah, that's kind of the biggest issues. The price and the quality are the no-goes. But other than the price and the quality, ooh, I will absolutely recommend these controllers. If you want it, try them out. But of course, you have stick and move, you can use that, which is probably the best alternative, to be honest. I think it's so much more comfortable to use this controller. But stick and move basically does the same thing, so why should you? But you get the customization you like, you can do whatever you want with it, and you can basically switch out the thumbsticks and all of that, which is features I really, really like. But is it worth the price tag? I don't know. But I am honest, at least. I give it a shot. I like it. It's expensive. Oh, the game is over. But it's still a really good product. If, of course, the quality is better. 30-0, though. We went flawless that game. I didn't even notice that. That was actually a pretty good game. Playing with the Volk, using the brand new controller. Yeah, I should probably show that. As you can see right here. You couldn't probably see it too much when I was playing, though, because I sit a little bit weird compared to the camera. But this is the bad boy you can buy. As you can see, it's like the PS4 Pro controller. You have the light up here as well. But yeah, I like it. I will keep updating you guys on what I think. And if it lasts long and the quality and everything like that. If it does break, I will be the first to let you know. Because if you will ever decide to pick up one of these in the future, you can follow my journey with it and see how it is. But there you go. That's the Scuf Impact, baby. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. And yeah, that is it. See you later, guys. Take care. Can you focus on that? There you go. Goodbye.